Need first talk about this app. As soon as you open it, after downloading it from Google Store, you check academic tests, then tests. You can click academic tests, all the tests you want there. Plus, hello guys, my name is Clever PC. I'm back again with another video. Guys, let's talk about reading. Some people are finding hard time with reading, but guys, trust me, you can finish this in less than 50 minutes because it's easy if you really grasp the skill set and the tricks and strategies, tips, everything guys, which I'm going to discuss in this video will definitely help you as you're reading. Yeah, I'm going to help you, trust me. So guys, first know the structure of the paper. The paper consists of 40 questions which you're expected to finish in 1 hour. Yes guys, that's enough time. That's even too much time, trust me. So they give you 3 passages. Each of them I think will have like 13, 14 questions around there. And usually passage 1 is the easiest, and then that passage is thought to be the hardest. Yeah guys, but trust me, sometimes they can interswitch and they make passage 2 the hardest, and then passage 3 in the middle spot. Yeah, so but passage 1 is usually the easiest, so always start with passage 1. So guys, having gotten the structure of the paper, know the question types. There are usually around 14 question types. There are 14 question types. We have MCQs, matching headings, matching paragraphs, true false not given. Just get your feet wet with these question types and what the examiner wants. For instance, with the true false not given, true means that what they're asking in the question is the same as what's in the passage, and then false means it contradicts, like it's exactly the opposite. Whereas not given, it doesn't exist, like they've not given it to you anywhere, like nowhere in the in the passage. So after having gotten the meaning of all these different types of questions, you have to then go ahead and do what? And do lots of practice. So, and then when it comes to practice, guys, I encourage you to increase on your reading speed. And just above, I showed you a video on how you can greatly improve on your reading speed. Once you improve on your reading speed, guys, you're making me speak so fast because I'm just excited. So guys, once you increase on your reading speed, trust me, you'll ace this thing like in 30 to 35 minutes. Because you just simply interpret everything like super fast. And if you began practicing with writing, which I recommend most of you to first practice on, by the time you come to reading, things will just be moving because it's the same structure. They usually begin the introduction, in the middle they'll give you their point, you will see as if they're explaining it, so it will really feel like as though like it's very effortless and things will be straightforward for you, especially when you begin by first practicing essays and improving on your writing module. So guys, where was I? So with practice, improve on your reading speed. There is a video which will test your reading speed, and then you have to get an app called IELTS Reading. So anyway guys, that's the only app which I used and ended up getting an 8.5 on my second attempt, just simply using this app. Remember, this app has standard IDP Cambridge IELTS tests. These guys have combined them, so you do not have to look around. Just use this app and you'll be done. Once you start performing like in the band 8, band 9, just know you're good to go. As soon as you open it, after downloading it from Google Store, you check academic tests, then tests. You can click academic tests, all the tests you want. There are plethora of tests from 1 to 72, and each test contains section 3. Those are 3 passages, like real Cambridge IDP IELTS tests, guys. This is the only app that you really need, guys. You don't have to move around the internet. As soon as you open the first passage, the passages are well lit. The question section is also there. App solution you can see, so just fill in your answers, and then after that you save. This is done offline, guys. You don't need to use data. Here it will show you the result. Press result, boom, it will show you the result. And guys, yeah, I must say it's really a great app. Now let's move on to where the magic happens, the exam paper. How will you treat the exam paper? Guys, let's just kick off. So they've given you an exam like this. So it has, passage 1, and then it will have passage 2, and then passage 3. This is just a template. I'm just showing you, just demonstrating to you guys. So after having the paper, after reading the instructions and all that, they tell you to open the paper. First pray. Just make a short prayer. Oh Lord, help me, and I pass this paper and I get an 8.5 or 9. So after that, just peruse through the paper. Like, just look through, like, don't read. Just look through and know the question types. Are you seeing true, false, not given, matching headings, MCQs? Just look through. Don't, like, you just seeing the length of the passages, like you're just getting your feet wet. You get what I mean? So after that, I think this will take you like 15 to 30 seconds. So guys, after that, you have to make a plan. Remember, failing to plan is what? Is planning to fail. So guys, first make a plan. And what you're going to do is this. Passage 1 will take you 15 minutes, passage 2, 20 minutes, passage 3, 25 minutes, which will add up to 60 minutes. You're going to do, if the paper is beginning at 11 a.m., write down that at the top of passage 1, that 11:15, you'll be what? You'll be done. Not being done, but you just have to move on to the next paper, just to show discipline, just to show that you are really loyal to time. And then guys, after the 15 minutes have elapsed, you'll definitely move on to what? To passage 2, and you write there 11:35, because if you add 15 plus 20, that will give you 11:35. So by the time it hits 11:35, just shift and then you move on to the what? To the last passage, or the hardest passage. So guys, after making the plan, here is your question paper, guys. What you're simply going to do is to start with the easiest, which is usually passage 1. So what you're going to do, you don't have to read the whole passage, guys. That's wasting time. That's wasting time, man. What you're just going to do, just simply going to just turn to the questions, and then you're looking through whether we have true, false, not given, whether you have matching headings. You're just looking at, the question types. Do you guys get what I mean? You're just seeing the question types. This should take you like, I don't know, 2 seconds. You have to be very fast, guys. Everything has to be like creep. Everything has to be very fast. So after seeing the question types of passage 1, you're not reading, you're just seeing the question types, that this is true, false, not given, this is matching headings, this is MCQs. After that, you just go straight to your passage, like passage 1, and then you read the first paragraph, only the first paragraph, only that. And remember, your reading speed is on point, because you did this in practice. So guys, when you're reading, just use a pencil, because you definitely use a pencil, like very fast. Try to read like very, very fast, because I trust you that that your reading speed is now on point. So as you're reading through, try to underline big words like, years, names, things which you might think that they might ask, but most importantly, you have to get the meaning, So after finishing passage, after reading paragraph 1 of passage 1, go straight to the questions and look through where you can apply what you've read anywhere. Like, what do I mean by this? The first question might be true, false, not given, and then maybe like the 13th question, or for instance from 11 to 13, might be these things of matching names, like big names, important names. So guys, you might have read a certain name in paragraph 1. So you won't have to attempt question 1. You just simply go straight to that to attempt and look through the options of what you've just been given in regard to the names. And then you attempt that question if indeed what you read in the passage was there and is correlating to that name. And then what? And then you simply just move on to what? To question 1. So what you're trying to do is that you're simply doing what? You're simply utilizing what you've read in passage 1 to other questions. And something that I'd forgotten to say is that after finishing reading passage 1, you can just simply write a small heading somewhere. Just to remind you that there's what? The information might be there. And also that might also help you when it comes to things like matching headings. That will definitely just give you that the idea is in this area, so that you don't have to maneuver through the whole passage looking for what? For matching headings. So if there was a question maybe like matching headings, you are still going to utilize the idea that you got from passage 1 onto that matching heading. You guys get what I mean? Like, you're simply going to use that idea to that matching heading. If there is any option that correlates with the information that has been given in paragraph 1, you will simply just mark it there, and then don't wait until it first the idea evaporates and the other passages start confusing you. So guys, as you're doing all that, always pay attention to what? To time. Don't look at time all the time because it will distract you from reading, but you just gauge in your mind that I think now it's now like 10 minutes, now 15 minutes. So once the 15 minutes have elapsed, and maybe you're remaining like with the 2 questions or maybe 3 questions, just stop there and then you transfer onto what? Onto like your real paper. For me personally, I used to write capital letters everywhere. Like, if the 15 minutes are done, transfer those answers you've been writing on the question paper onto what? Onto your actual sheet of paper. For passage 1, don't wait until the end. No, just answer them very fast, and this should take you like 30 seconds. Yeah, and then you move on to what? To passage 2. So guys, moving on to passage 2, that's like almost 16 or 17 minutes into the paper. Do the same thing. Just look through the what? The question types of passage 2. And then you move on to what? To paragraph 1, like the first paragraph of passage 2. And then like you read very fast, and then you go ahead and see the what? The questions which might require the information that you've just read. But it's usually the first questions of that section that are going to answer the information that you've read in what? In paragraph 1. Just read the paragraph and get your information, and then after that you give like a small summary of what? Like just in front of here. I don't know if you're seeing me. Like, and then you give the like a summarized heading, like from your own words, that this paragraph is about this, and then you move on and then you answer the questions, like which might have answers to the section that you've been reading, like to the paragraph that you've read, like that. First read the paragraph, and then you move on to the what? To the questions. Don't first start by reading questions. No, it will just corrupt you. Looking at the questions doesn't mean to read them. You're just seeing the question type. Yeah. Because now, there are some questions which I'm going to tell you that you have to start with these. For instance, things like matching names. Matching names are like free marks. Like, guys, those are like free marks. Because once you dare look for the what? Once you dare look for the name, just the answer will just be around there, and what you'll just be looking for is the meaning. Because now, these papers, these things of listening, reading, are full of paraphrasing. Basically, the whole IELTS is full of paraphrasing. So always, when you're reading, just look out for the meaning, even in your practice. Once the 25 minutes of passage 2 elapse, close it very fast, and then you move on to the what? To the hardest passage, which might be passage 3, and then you do what? Do the same thing. Step 1, first look at the questions. Just get to know the question type, whether it's MCQs, matching heading, matching paragraph, and then after that, you move on and read only passage 1. First start by reading passage 1. Don't start by reading the whole passage. No, you're wasting time. Just start by reading passage 1, and then you go and see where the information that you've read in that paragraph might help you. And of course, after having gotten a small summary of of the title of that paragraph. So guys, luckily enough, you might even finish the third passage in like 18 minutes, and yet you had planned it for 25 minutes. That's like extra time that will enable you to first go back and review your answers for for the other sections, for instance, what you missed, and then you go ahead and then you answer the questions. If anything like gives you hard time when you're attempting this test, just skip it and leave it to the and leave it to the very end. Just put a small star on that question or that section. You can just like surround that section in the in the passage, and then you leave it. Don't try like to think and then be like, what were they meaning? Were they meaning? No, just underline. That's why when you're reading the passage, always use a pen. Like I said, guys, first read the passage, and then you go ahead and do and read the questions. Don't first read the questions, because that will confuse you. First read the passage, get to know it. Obviously, I trust that your reading speed is on point. Attempt the questions. Usually, like 60% of the questions are in order. There are some questions which can never be put in order. For instance, like matching headings, those ones, they can never be put in order. So the way you will handle matching headings is that whichever paragraph you finish, for instance, if you finished like paragraph 1, try to go to matching headings, and then you just look through the options. What might really have that meaning? Don't leave it to the last, because you might have forgotten like some of the knowledge in the passage. The same applies to like sentence completion. So the same applies to matching paragraph, all looking for a section where like a certain word was extracted from a certain passage. Yes. So such questions, like you don't have to repeat them at the end of the at the end of the passage. First read the section and think critically, how would I use what I've read to answer any questions? Yes guys, I hope you guys have understood what I'm just trying to demonstrate, but it's quite easy once you practice a lot in that app. IELTS Reading, it can be gotten from Google Store, and the link is going to be given in the description below. There's also the link to the video where you can improve on your reading speed. Once you grasp those two, and then you see that you're really improving, you'll definitely see greater results. Actually guys, most importantly, when it comes to reading, if a section is giving you hard time, for instance, matching headings, all true false not given is giving you hard time, try to practice that section a lot. Hope you guys get what I mean. Yeah, try to practice such a section like so many times until you get the exam tricks. Remember, this IELTS test is full of tricks and paraphrasing, synonyms, name it. Hope you guys have gotten value out of this video, and yeah,